of things open. Quit that. I am live, and there we are. There we are with the studio update. As I prepare everything, looks like we are live, we're public, we're live. Good. Good. Lots of good stuff happening here. And I should start. That's good? Yeah. Okay. So, here we go. And let us begin with the studio update. Actually, I should do this first. Hello. Hi to everyone out there. This is a very unplanned stream because I have decided to come back to the channel. And so, first off, hi. I've been gone from the channel for a long time, for about 6 months, the duration of most of this year. And before I get into the studio update, I just need to say, I'm sorry. Sorry for ignoring all the comments. I've been uploading videos and not reading them, and honestly, I've been having some anxiety about reading comments, and I don't know why it just developed. It just did. It all kind of came to head with my injury and recovery. So that's why I'm doing this live stream today, because I'm going to be answering all these comments live. So I'm going to be here for a while. That's why I'm not in front of over there with my music right here. I'm not over here. Can I get that? Can I get that? I'm not here. I am in a place you've really never seen me before, which is in front of my computer, because I'll be working. So, yes, before I start, I just want to say that this year has been one, I finally had to get, this taken care of, which I'll talk about in a moment. But I have lost a lot of inspiration when it comes to just teaching and wanting to do more videos. Again, going back to this. Yet, what has always inspired me have been the comments and the stories that I'm going to get into during this live stream. You guys have been great. You always are leaving wonderful comments and stories, and it always inspires me. It always is inspiring. And I was thinking, how can I get back into being inspired? This is being taken care of, but there's still something inside me that is a little missing, like the spark. I love my students in the studio, but I need more. And I have it. It's this channel. I built it from nothing. I'm not even trying to get popular. I'm just trying to share cello music. So, inspire me again, everyone. Leave your stories, leave your comments and your questions. I'm ready to get back into it. So, without further ado, let's get into our studio update. And this is a very simple one because a lot of people have been asking me about the hand and how's it going with the hand. And so I had my surgery. If you haven't seen the video concerning my last, get my little baby bow out, concerning my last two videos, actually, big ones, I was talking about this trigger finger. And I haven't been able to do this since a long time, but definitely for about a year and a half. I have not been able to do this. So, if you want to, maybe this one will, this one here. Maybe I'll show this right here. If you can see, it's pretty amazing. The scar is right here on the, down, up, here we go, there we go. The scar is there on the line. So when I get my palm red, they're gonna think, what happened to you? So that's the scar. And the swelling is gone down. You know, you've probably seen before my hands. It's definitely gone down, but I'm not 100%, and I cannot still straighten that finger completely. But I can almost make a fist. Almost. It still stops. That's another issue. So the fact that I can do this is such a blessing. And I'm going to have to change the way I play cello. When you suffer an injury, you're going to have to change your lifestyle. So I want to change that. So yes, this healing process for this hand is coming right along. June 28th was the big surgery. I have since traveled, done some camps, and it has been okay. It's been okay. So it continues. So for all of my students who are kind and they're always asking me about how's your hand, how's it playing, I can play. I love playing. I won't be playing today. I'll be playing later. Maybe if you ask me some, you know, it's so hard to not play. But I am getting better. The healing is still there. I've never had a surgery like this before. And honestly, I don't know of a single person on YouTube or a music teacher that has talked about trigger finger openly like me. So, you know, I guess we all can learn from it. With that said, the healing continues. On a positive note, well, I guess that's a positive note, I had some wonderful cello camps this year, all throughout the year, and last year too. These are the locations of which I have gone to. I've gone to Morsasco, which is in Italy, here in Toulouse. I did one in Paris, Paris, and then I was in Australia. Those of you who have seen the videos of me playing with the kangaroos, yes, that was real. They weren't in a pen. They were just completely wild. So, yes, that was good. That was good. Adelaide and Margaret River. So we had great camps there. And United States. We had wonderful camps in Atlanta, DC, San Francisco, Sarasota, and Cape Cod. It's been absolutely fantastic. The most recent one there in Cape Cod. Oh. Hi, Mom. My mom is online right now. Hi, Mom. I love you too. Oh, I got to say, I'm not going to avoid doing this. Love you too, Mom. When my mom's, well, of course, when your mom's here, you got to say hi. Love you too, Mom. There. I have some tan. Yeah, I have some tan. So that was wonderful. The camps were absolutely great. We played music. I really was, you know, pushing you guys, those students that showed up, the subscribers that showed up. We had people drive from all over the East Coast to go to Cape Cod. I had a student from Los Angeles drive up to San Francisco, excuse me, to have the camp there. So it's been absolutely wonderful, really has. I feel like I'm giving a live stream to my mom here. I know I haven't been here often, and I haven't been here very long. I just been a ghost, and again, it kind of just goes back to this. It really has to go back to when you are injured. You cannot. I'm a teacher. I'm a cello teacher, and so when this injury was just it got really, really bad this year. You know, now it's getting much better, and of course I can create more content beyond teaching in my online studio. That's something that is something that, you know, I want to get back to, which is making videos. But you know, it doesn't require a bunch of playing my wonderful cello, is answering your comments, which is I'm going to be doing today. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right to it. I'm going to be answering your comments. So I'll be here. If you want to say hello, say hi. It's a lot of comments. There are a lot of comments. And yeah. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. If you have any questions, just drop me a line. But yeah, it's been inspiring. Reading and answering your comments. Reading and answering. I'm just going to start for the most recent. 21 minutes ago, JJ, you're amazing. Violinist of 21 years here learning cello in month 2. Well, you can do it, JJ. You can do it. Soccer fan, 1 day ago. I'm not going to say how many times, how long it's been. This really helped me because I've been playing cello for nearly 2 years. That was a comment on how to bow straight on cello, that video. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Soccer fan. I'm actually going to type these out too, yeah? So, you're welcome. This is a comment on the BAM flight cello case thing. Hello, James Antoine. Hello, Kaylani K. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. My mom says, I love your baby bow. Where can I get one to use as a pointer in my college class as I teach? People talk about this baby bow of mine right here, and you will actually get a video recently, shortly, because this bow, let me go to my other camera. This is a real bow. This is not a fake bow. This is a real bow. And I was at the luthier that I get these from. Let me go here. This is weird angling. There we go. Boom. That's better. This is a real bow. This is real horsehair. And I got it really re-haired. I've really paid for the re-hair. This has no rosin on it right now. But this is a real bow. And I get them at Kamimoto Strings in San Jose, California from John Lee. So if you want to, Kamimoto Strings. Chico Kishi, wow, I feel a bit lucky to notice that you're live. Yes, Seth, yes, I am live. And I'll be live for a long time today. So, yes. So the baby bow is, you know what, Mom? You're my mom. I'll send you one, okay? Don't worry about it. I'll get you one, Mom, okay? I know where you live, so I'll send you one. It's a real bow, though, okay? It's a real bow. All right, back to answering the comments. I was like, should I charge my own mom for something I can just get and give it to her? Of course, I should not do that. Oh, be mindful of one thing. The fact that I have my puppy here with me, my little mochi ball, and she's going to bark sometimes during this live stream because that's just what she does. Okay. But I'm here for anyone who wants to drop a line to me. I'm still getting used to this whole streaming thing. Got all the tech. I just don't have any streaming, you know, like, excuse me, I don't have, Right, let's continue. This is another BAM flight cover review. Thanks for the detailed review from Hit. Does both BAM cases store bows? Is it safe to check in? I'm worried my cello might break after checking in. Thanks. Very good. So I'll just answer and also tell you what I'm answering here. The BAM case, the BAM flight case is this really, really big case that I have. The BAM flight cover, it's a flight cover, does not do anything except cover your BAM case or a case like an Eastman case, but it's built for the BAM cases. So it only covers your case. No bow holders. The bow holders are in your BAM case, whichever. It's a classic, new tech, this one I have. And so, is it safe to check in? I have flown with my master cello. Where? Well, let me show you where I've flown with my master cello this year. Let's take a little, this is where I've gone. I have gone to these places with my master cello. There, in Morsasco, in Italy, in France. I didn't have my master cello, but I did have linea Macchi cellos here in Australia, so basically master cellos. There, and then here in the United States. Those are the different places that I've, so yes, I've flown with the BAM flight case. I have flown to Australia. I have flown to United States twice and the Atlantic 4 times with my master cello. Checked in Air France, of course. Yes, the flight case is great. With the BAM case, with the flight case, never had a doubt. They lost my cello for 24 hours between Paris and Toulouse, but we got it back. Didn't lose the kid, didn't lose the but it was, and you run the risk, okay? So, back to answering your comments. So, it is 100% safe if you use the BAM case. And loosen your strings and stuff like that. Bebe Viva, 3 days ago. It's a fantastic lesson. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bebe Viva. You're welcome. You see, all these are great comments, and a lot of times you get negative stuff online, and I don't know why I was really apprehensive about that, but a lot of stuff is positive. So, thanks. I needed more positivity. I mean, need more inspiration and people calling me out and stuff like that. I did a cover of an easy cello cover, A Million Dreams from The Greatest Showman, the best cello version in the whole YouTube. Well, geez, Rihanna Zanati, you are very kind. Are very kind. Thank you. When I answer my comments, I really do answer them. I read them. Oh, here we go. We got some more people online. Hello to you, Extreme Team 91. I am learning the cello to accompany the worship music at church. Any direction you can give me on my long journey? Yes, I'll get to that right now. Cello is not an easy instrument to play. Let's just establish that right now. I've been recently speaking with other students of mine that are quite versed in other instruments, particularly the piano, and it keeps coming up. I have students that are very good at a high level at piano. But when they play the cello, they're not the level they can expect. When it comes to piano, it's just fingers flying and, you know, music everywhere. And then they struggle to make a good sound on cello. Yes. And I would really like to you know, have eventually a comparison video one day of taking a master cello player, someone that's really good at cello, and someone that's really good at piano. Maybe I'll just do it. Have them play a simple song like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, À vous dirai-je, maman, on each other's instruments. See how good an amazing pianist who has never played cello before, and well, I've never really played piano before, so we'll play it, you know, in 3 different key signatures, something like that, to really prove a point as to how challenging it is to play cello. It's not easy. So my best advice to you, Extreme Team 91, is to take whatever expectation you have of yourself when it comes to this and keep that expectation high. but enjoy all of the little results. Recently in my students, in my lessons, I've been starting just with open string warm-ups. I've been doing different things, and it's as simple as that. Open string warm-ups, playing, getting a good tone, warming up this part of your body first, and then warming up this part of your body. You have so many different functions happening when you're playing the instrument. So having that understanding will help you. Also on your journey, you want to play songs that are not familiar to you to help you with your sight reading, songs that are like etudes in a sense, songs that are very basic. So again, like your Suzuki Book 1 stuff, because they teach you a skill. You don't sniff at like old MacDonald had a farm. You can still teach you a skill with a good teacher. You should also try to play songs that inspire you, because, you know, row your boat down the stream isn't really inspiring. So pick that song that you really like. If you are in your world, let's say you're in worship, then you want to go into your communities and find a version of that song. MuseScore, I use it all the time. If you guys are familiar with MuseScore, it's an incredible open source program, MuseCore. I'm on it. I don't even tell you guys, but anyone who knows music, I'm on MuseScore, where I put some of my free scores. Go to MuseScore and look for your songs. Sometimes, and I haven't done a long time, I've done Sacred Sundays, and I will share songs from that are sacred to me and of a religious nature. And so the songs like that, I find them on MuseScore. And you can download them and you can change them into cello. So leverage MuseScore, play songs that you're familiar with, play simple etude-like songs to learn rhythm and sight reading and key signatures. Of course, learn your scales. But as you travel along this journey of discovery, enjoy it. Enjoy every little win, because they are baby steps, like my baby bow. All right. Long-winded answer. Mike Crow, hello Mike Crow. Some of my bow fingers come off the bow when I'm playing. Is that a bad thing? If so, why? It's not a bad thing. So I'll just go get them. Since you're asking these questions, and I can guess go over here and grab my bow. Yeah. So when you are bowing, and you're bowing like this, you're bowing da 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 da. Sometimes your bow, and when you're full extension, it will come. Your fingers will come off. You can see a lot of musicians when you're extreme, really out here, your fingers will come off like that. When you're just down here, if they're coming off and you're lifting them off, that's going to be a problem, because that shows tension. You want to be able to hold your bow gently, but you also have a string there too. So in all essence, it's just sitting there on a finger and a thumb. You just need 2 digits to move the bow back and forth. I'll talk more in depth on this, but your fingers, if they're coming like this, that means you're stressing, and your fingers should be supple. It's something to learn, because each part, shoulder, bicep, forearm, wrist, palm, fingers, they're all different. And you see me play in my videos, I'm doing this, and it's all fluid. And it takes a while to understand each one of these parts work in tandem, but you can't stiffen those fingers, especially poking them out like this if you're doing that. So that would be a problem. You're welcome, Extreme Team. A few years back, I bought Hello Chico Kishi. So again, if my dog barks during this, then I'm sorry. Because she's quiet right now, just almost disturbed her. I'll have to mute. Anyway, back to this. Chico Kishi has a question. A few years back, I bought a broken cello, caved in, warped neck, etc. And I did my best to rebuild it. She's playable now, at least to my standards. You've helped a lot. I appreciate. Thank you. And thank you, Chico Kishi, for sharing your story. You know, this right here, if this, I guess we're talking about inspirations right now. And before I get to your question, Dave McCall, thank you for tuning in. Yeah. Oh, that's a good question right there. I should share this. So years ago, I was in Brazil, and the local church had discovered that this American played cello. I was in a not so good neighborhood, and there in Mogi das Cruzes, Jundiapeba, and the church had discovered in another life. I know, I lived in Brazil. The church had discovered that I played cello, the American. So there I was one day hanging out with my then wife, now ex-wife, and her father was really involved in the church. And these two teenage boys show up to the house, and they say, "Hey," well, I didn't speak much Portuguese at the time, don't speak it now either, but they said, "Look, we have a cello. Would you play it for us?" And just like you said, caved in, warped neck, playable. It wasn't even playable. Chico Kishi, it wasn't even playable. It resembled a cello. It looked like a cello, but the fingerboard was off. The bridge was, it didn't really look like a bridge. It was a piece of wood carved to look like a bridge. There was no hair on the bow. There were no strings. The tailpiece wasn't connected. There was no end pin, and yeah. So I looked at it, and I thought to myself, well, obviously I can't play this. But then I looked up from this cello, and I looked at these two teenage boys. Not even young teenagers, like 12, 13, around there. And I couldn't say no to them. So I said, go to a luthier, put some real strings on this, put it together, fix these parts, and I'll play it for you. I didn't hear from them. So they said, okay, and they left. I didn't hear from them for almost 2 months. About 2 months later, close to 2 months later, one of the boys show up again at the house, and he's got the cello, and I open it up, and the bridge is a proper bridge. The fingerboard's attached. It's got an end pin. It's got strings on it, and there's hair and even rosin. Those boys had gone back to church, raised money, because if you're from Brazil, it's the real at the time in the early 2000s, in the 2000s was terrible. So it's really expensive. They went all the way from Mogi das Cruzes all the way to Sao Paulo. They took the bus, went there, found a luthier who would work on it. It cost them a pretty penny. And so they raised money at the church, and they fixed it. It was like 3,000 reais. It was crazy. It's 3,000 reais. All right, it's a lot of money to them for this no-name stranger American. Brought the cello back to me. It had strings on it. It had rosin and everything. So of course I had to play it for them. And so I picked it up and I just started playing it. Closed my eyes and the Bach and the Haydn came out. And slowly, I didn't notice it, but a lot of the people started coming in from the church. And they said, oh, the American's playing. So like the neighborhood came to this house. And it was, the people were just filled up in the living room. They were all in the kitchen. It was a small house, and they were poured out into the street. And I played. I don't know how long I played for. No music, no music, just by memory, and just playing. Had my eyes shut, just playing. And I opened my eyes after I don't know how long to see all these people looking through the windows. Never seen a cello play before. And all these teary eyes, emotions everywhere. Brazilians are quite emotional. And it was lovely. It was a fantastic experience. I'm really good at making people cry with my cello. I'm not really good at making you laugh, but man, I can make you cry. That's my talent. And so I gave the cello back to the kid and just like, thought that was that. There was an orchestra at the church at the time. Anyway, that was one. Every time I hear about these stories of cellos that are sort of like beat up or ignored or broken and they're brought back to life, I always think about that night in Brazil, in Mogi das Cruzes. I always think of that night, of those teenage boys coming to me with just big eyes saying like, would you play this? And then they were so proud 2 months later to show it to me that they had did it and how much money they had spent and how the church had raised money. It was such, I felt honored. Years later, so I'll get divorced from her, years later, I'm talking years later, like 10 years later, my ex-wife tells me, hey, do you remember that boy who came to you with the cello? I'm like, yeah. Well, he's now the conductor of the orchestra there in the church. And she says, you spawned a bunch of inspiration. A bunch of them want to play cello. And that cello is one that's loaned to new students when they want to learn cello there in their neighborhood. Today it still exists, and today it's still played. And maybe that night, my playing helped inspire this young boy to look a little bit higher, to dream a little bit bigger, outside of Jundiapeba, outside of Mogi das Cruzes. And now he played classical music. Kind of one of the reasons I teach. I love teaching everyone. I love doing this channel stuff. So anyway, yeah. Hi, Jonathan. Hi, Dave McCall. That was my story. My question is, go back to this. My question is on your view on playing with feeling versus playing technically perfect. I love that question. You have to play with technical everything when you're playing the instrument. You have to, but you shouldn't play like a technician. But that's a level above. That's where you have to get there. You really have to get there. I have a video on my channel about the butterfly and the bees. Watch that, and I talk about this happy place that we all want to get to when it comes to our cello. Right here. This is this happy place. This is our bee. She's really diligent. And your hour of practice. And at the end here, that's the 7. That's your happy place. Who are you? What is your happy place? And playing with, as you say here, Dave McCall, with feeling, of course, is important. Watching someone make music is an organic experience that we enjoy. It happens in front of us. Think about it. If you were alive, you and I were alive, Dave, or anyone else watching this, 200 years ago, the only way you would have ever heard Bach or Beethoven is if somebody actually played it for you. We're talking 1822, okay? There was nothing that was recorded. So in order to hear music, you had to have a musician perform it for you. And if you thought about it, if a musician were to simply just play the notes, okay, it sounds good. And technically everything's perfectly technically correct. Let's take it to the extreme. A musician plays everything technically correct, but absolutely no emotion. But then you have a second musician that goes and makes mistakes, even hits some super honker notes, but plays with passion. Now, there are people that would subscribe to, I would rather have something technically correct, maybe with a technical song, like an etude of sorts. But I think most of us want the passion. We want the feeling. So I hope that helps you. Okay, back to my comments. Boop, boop, boop. Thank you. Thanks for the questions. There you go. Right, back to this. On my A Better Cello Bow Begins at Your Elbow. That's a video I've always liked. I made some effort on that one. There we go. So we have Das Cerealia, oh no, sorry. Like? I'm confused because around 4 minutes 50 seconds, when you get past the knee, the bow is sliding up towards the fingerboard. Because of that, I thought you were going to say not do this. Is that how it should be? I'm extremely beginner, but I thought the bow was meant to stay at the same place along the string the entire bow. The bow should stay in the relative same place as you're playing along your cello, yes. If it moves vertically, if your bow moves vertically in addition to horizontally, you risk a strident sort of tinny sound. Remember, the rosin needs to excite the string, so keeping it in the same trajectory and the same point of contact helps. If it moves slightly up and down, rotates, that's okay. As long, even if you sort of oscillate it, as long as that point of contact is relatively in the same place, with good hair and a good bow and a good presence of the weight of the arm, a slight movement back and forth is fine. So I'll write that down somehow. So in other words, your bow, yeah, maybe I should like somehow like dictate these things. Is there a way to dictate? I know on Mac you can dictate. Huh? Well, I can't do it. Your bow should stay relatively in the same point of contact with the seat. Along the stroke. For an extreme beginner, concentrate on keeping good presence in your arm, weight on your bow. Yes. So concentrate, focus, it's the easiest sort of word, focus on keeping your arm weight or mass above the bow to maintain tone. In Adelaide, during my camp in Adelaide, we had that problem. You know, as you think, you stress, and you sort of, you lift your bow like that. So we actually put little weights, little farm animals on our bows, and it really helped my students illustrate to my students what it means like to keep that presence all the way to the tip instead of lifting it. So watch that video. That was what, 3 days ago. Danielle Oglesby, 6 days ago. Sorry, I just butchered your name. Danielle. This is on my trigger finger surgery and recovery video. I am new to your channel. I just bought a student cello and your channel is helping me a lot. You're welcome. I'm not playing yet. I'm just watching and connecting information because I've already had some injuries on my carpal tunnel for other reasons. And I work with a mouse all day. So I would like to make the best so you don't, get injuries, of course. She's loved cello. I've loved cello since a very young age. 18 years ago, I entered classes, but for life reasons, my focus came away. I'm 43 now, and I will give it a try again. After watching so many of your videos, just today I arrived at this one. I'm very happy that you are recovering. Well, thank you. So am I. We can feel how passionate you are to teach and for music. Your path is now complete. Is the rise of the phoenix. I wish your personal challenges keep moving you to the best of yourself and inspiring us as well. Please forgive my broken English. It's okay. I have broken French. I have broken French. And if there's a comment in French, I will reply in French. Thank you for your heartfelt. Thanks for your heartfelt. Story. Anyway. Okay, let's keep going. Hey, Julian Carroll. Miss you, man. Glad to see you are serenading the kangaroos. Julian, my ginger. So, I have a good friend. He lives in Oregon, Julian Carroll. And he's a great piano player. Absolutely fantastic. I miss you too, Julian. We should get together. We should get together. My ginger. I say that with all the love. He gets a heart because I do love him. Another one from Fate. Fateite. Excellent. You are welcome. And it was about thank you. The lesson was well taught and sealed in my mind. It was about how to replace your cello strings. Lindsay Monsoon. Do you have a video on the best mics for recording a cello with piano and where to place them? Thanks so much. I don't. Unfortunately not. I don't have one. There are plenty of videos out there about mic placement. And I'll talk about this, something I learned with Edgar Roos, and I'll talk about this again. He always mentions it when we see each other, but when I see him again this September, we'll talk a little bit about that, about the ball of sound we cello players make. That was a best microphones for recording a cello. If you're thinking about a good microphone for recording your cello, there are ribbon microphones, which are these long ribbon microphones. I don't use those. I use a big diaphragm microphone, which is right here. I use an AKG. It's an expensive thing. There's all sorts you can get. But get one that's not really attuned for voice. Get one for the... If you get the AKG, don't get the XLS. There's one that's not... Don't get that one. Is this the XLS? I honestly... No, this is the XLS. There's another one that you shouldn't get. Here's another one from Lindsay. Thank you for doing this video. I spent hours online trying to find something for my son while he was out of town. This is the most helpful video after almost a week of searching. About 2 of your suggestions. Thank you. Well, you're so welcome. Yeah, sometimes I do gear reviews on the channel because you know, you need gear reviews. You need gear. Rihanna Zanati, a lifesaver for the essential books that help you learn cello. It's a great video. Watch it. You are most welcome. I'm going to be responding to a lot of these. Greg Monks said 13 days ago says use gut. Well, Greg, not on an electric cello. Such a... Let's keep it real, people. This instrument right here, one of my electric cellos, this is significantly different from that. From that. Turn. From this, okay? This with gut strings? Are you kidding me? It wouldn't work with the pickup. It's an electric cello video. Some people are silly. The whole gut string commentary, all right? The whole gut string commentary. First, it's gross, all right? Playing on the intestines of animals is gross. Doesn't stay in tune. And they don't stay in tune, okay? Look, you want to talk about gut strings, go to a different channel, talk about Baroque cellos and ancient cellos. It's just not what I talk about, all right? Please, it's electric cello. Thank you, another Rihanna Zanati. Thank you, you're welcome. Cool. Sometimes that's, oh, I had this how to play Mozart's romance video, and a comment was about how I started it. And yeah, I did that. Ooh, we have another live question right here. Kylie Smith, hello. Hey, Jonathan. Hi, Kylie. Third and fourth position, I have trouble getting a clear sound no matter how much pressure I used to hold the string down. It almost sounds like an oscillating sound. What am I doing wrong? Again, without seeing you play the instrument. Third and fourth position. Already what I'm hearing, I'm putting myself in your mindset, okay, you're in third, fourth position, and so it didn't sound as good as first position. Maybe you are thinking about the string, the finger spacing a little bit more. You're worried more about your finger placements, per se. I'm trying to think as to, that oscillating sound. Again, it's maybe goes, that can be, again, when you are going vertically as opposed to lateral movement. Also, if you're not allowing the bow to stay in place. But I guess a good thing would be, an easy thing, if you're not getting a good tone as you move up the fingerboard, again, I demonstrate this now, but I won't. You're shortening the string, the tension is getting more, and thus you must add a little more tension here. It's not here. You can push down all you want, break your fingers. Don't do that, don't break your fingers. But the presence, the tone, whenever you concern yourself about tone, here's a great question here. It's not about pressure of the left hand, per se. Maybe it's, you hold the string down, I'm thinking here. It almost sounds like an oscillating sound. Cellists, this is your music maker. If you have a problem with the quality of the sound, the tone, it's coming from here. You're out of tune, it's here. If you're not pushing hard enough, it's going to be a little muffled, but it's still going to sound the note. But this is the oscillating, sometimes you have oscillating sounds, call it not exciting the fundamental. The fundamental is the note that you're playing, not the overtones. That requires presence and weight on your bow. Sounds like that's more like it, what's happening. When we shift out of first position into a position we're less familiar with, we also may be thinking more about this. But when you shift, again, higher and higher and higher you go, the string gets shorter. The tension of the string, thus, because it's a shorter string, what you should do is you should use more presence here. And the higher you go up, you actually move your cello bow closer and closer down to the bridge. Hope that helps. Colorless. Hi. Got one from Colorless here. What do you think about cello metal? Like heavy metal played on cello? Like, of course. I love it. Why do you think I have, 2 electric cellos and I have these side projects? I'm not going to talk about it, but I have side projects. I'm going to be doing a synthesis of synthetic music and organic music. Anyway, I love it. I love metal on cello. If you're talking about that, if you're talking about like that, I hope that's the truth. Yeah, I love it. I love metal. And so, if that's what you're talking about, presuming that's what you're talking about. All right. Watch on Netflix Metal Lords as a girl playing cello. And for all of you out there who are thinking, and this sort of like brings me to another thing, I don't know how old you are, Colorless, but when I grew up, playing cello. I got inspired to play classical music, of course. But then I liked, I like Metallica like everyone else. I'm aging myself. I was 12 years old when Black Album came out. 11, I was 11, Black Album came out. And so everyone was really into, certain rock and roll songs in the 1990s. And we like to play those songs on our cellos, and us orchestra geeks playing metal, Megadeth and, Alice in Chains or whoever, Nirvana, all that stuff on our cellos because we still like that stuff. We can headbang. So it was lots of fun. Fast forward 30 years. Now you get like movies, pop movies on Netflix about kids starting a metal band with a cellist. So yeah, check out Apocalyptica if you haven't checked them out. They were the OGs of playing metal and cello. It's a versatile instrument. It can do bass, it can do melody. You can put an E string on your instruments, which I have right here. I did it once, and I didn't really like it. I have to try it again. But this is actually an E string for cello from Larson. Larson E string. Yeah. Play it. And which brings me to another point. If you are looking for inspiration, I'm planning to play most of the time metal on my cello. Should I start with electric or getting classical first? I watched Metal Lords and loved it though. Yeah, cool. So I don't know how old you are, Colorless, but let me share you a story. I recently went to my high school, HSPVA there in Houston, Texas, and had a wonderful tour. Gave a little master class to a bunch of freshmen. So 14, 15-year-olds, underclassmen there. And, you have to understand, it was been 24 years since I graduated high school. So now I'm back in high school and I'm talking to kids, 3 generations younger than me. And you know how many people still play their music? Anyway, that's a side note. But I asked all the kids, I was like, what are you inspired by? Why are you playing cello? What are you inspired by? What are you working on behind your teacher's back? Most of them, 40% of them, the great majority of them, again, this is HSPVA, it's a school for the arts, high school for the arts in Houston, Texas. Most of them were inspired by video game music, music from anime, music from TV shows, and metal. Most of them. Some were like typical classical music, but a lot of them were like, yeah, I'm really into Hollow Knight. I'm really into, I don't know, all these I play the video games, particularly video games. You're playing the video games, you hear it, you're like, oh, that inspires me to pick up your instrument. So when it comes to learning technique per se, if you have an electric cello already, then great, you can learn. But just like guitar, you should learn on acoustic guitar as well as electric guitar. You can learn both. I always suggest at least spend a good 6 months understanding an acoustic cello. Just get one. So I suggest you definitely get an acoustic cello. You can, it's like if you were coming to me as a guitar student, says, I want to learn electric guitar. Of course, I'll teach you that to you, but at the same time, there will be a little bit of something missing, and you get that from acoustic, because acoustic's harder to play. With that said, it's a totally different technique of playing electric, especially if you want to play with distortion. Your bowing is lighter. There's no really pressure. So there's a totally different world when it comes to this. And I had the wonderful opportunity to go to the electric violin shop there in Durham, South Carolina or North Carolina. I don't know. It's one of the Carolinas. And the gentleman there, who's always on the channel there, he's like, yeah, you have to play with a very light bow, close to the bridge, if you're playing with effects. It is a different style of playing. With that said, though, I teach electric. I have students that only play electrics. If you get a cello that is of quality, a Steinberger, NXTA, or CR, then you can play the electric. A lot of my students have gotten acoustics too, and they kind of go back and forth. So if you have an electric cello, it's going to provide you so much opportunity to create so much music. So get a quality electric cello, get a good effects box, and get out there and start playing. I'm going to get more into talking about electric cello on my channel as we continue. So yeah. Hope that's helped you colorless. Thanks for the questions. All right. Game of Thrones, Tia. Thank you. I'm putting this one on my list of the things to learn. You're wonderful. Like Game of Thrones, how to play Game of Thrones. Yep. That was Pushing the wood was an eye-opener. Tia, wasn't it? Yes. Wasn't it? Glad to help. Right. We play wood. It's a video I made. Watch that video. I make. It's really important. Play wood. Thanks so much for the video. Well, thank you, John Niemeister. Comment here on the sound of the electric cello, NSCR versus the SVC Yamaha. Thanks so much for this video. I recently bought a Yamaha and love it overall, but missing a bit of the warmth when I record direct input. Ordering the mover pedal as it added so much sound. Oh my God, Aman! Great to hear from you, Aman Roy. Aman, oh my word. Hello to you, Aman. Hello to your mother and your father and your family. You guys were amazing. I hope you still play cello. What are you doing, Aman? This is one of my old students from California, from Palo Alto. Great, smart kid. I used to attach my iPad to his big screen TV. We would read off of the huge screen TV. Like, imagine your teacher coming over to your house. There's no music, and I like, give me HDMI input, and the music's on the thing. I still have some Aman, this is yours. I don't know if you remember this, but yeah, we did this together. Yeah, we did this together, particularly this one right here. How it's got your name, the Selezione, Aman. So yeah, that's you, man. That's you. It's always, I love hearing from my old students. I absolutely love it. So good to hear from you, Aman. You're a great family. I loved my life back then. Love my life now, but hey, students like you made it worthwhile. Yeah. Haha, yes, I'm still playing. I am studying chemistry and musical studies at Oberlin. See, there's so many smart people in the musical world. You're at Oberlin. Are you playing cello? Cool. I need to get my etudes back in order. I wonder what type of musical studies you're doing, Aman. Yeah, Oberlin, very cool. Very cool. Oberlin is a wonderful school in Ohio, I think. Yeah, chemistry, like, the great thing about playing classical music, and all you guys are super, super smart. Sometimes we get stuck in our heads, so just let it be. Yeah, that was yours. So back to my question. Oh man, wow. I love my old, that's a special treat. That is a special treat. Back to John Niemeister's question. Here, the mover pedal added so much to the sound. Do you use one of the existing IRs on a pedal, or is there a custom one? Any suggestions you'd recommend to set up for the rich acoustic sound? And so absolutely, John Niemeister. So for those of you who aren't familiar with this, I'm going to be oscillating between electric. Maybe I should put my electric in the view right here. Yeah, because I do play electric. There. Right, a moor. I can't find it. A mover is this little thing. It's this tiny little box that does IRs, and I can't find it. Hold on. This is what happens when these live streams. I'm going to go get it. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Wait, ah, here we go. Ha ha ha. I do have it. All right, for those of you out there who want a more warm acoustic sound on your electric cello, you need to have some sort of cello sound. You treat the sound. Alex Price, there on YouTube, check him out. He's the one that introduced me to IRs. You should have something that simulates an IR, which this here is. It's a little box called the Moore Radar Speaker Cab Simulator, and it's absolutely fantastic. I'll plug it in, and basically, this provides you the sound that you're looking for when it comes to your cello. I recently demonstrated this to my student in Cape Cod, and he was absolutely blown away by the quality of the sound. There we go. So here we are. This is what the Moore looks like. And you have to upload your own custom IR. It's starting. It's really slow. So yeah, there it is. There's my French cello IR. I got it from a bunch of YouTubers that, it's the 3 Sigma. So that's who I got it from. And they're absolutely fantastic in that sense. So you have to use your own custom IR because you want to be able to just match your playing style, also your cello. This is a particular one I did. I have a video about impulse responses on my channel. You should check it out. And in the video, there are specific instructions as to how to upload custom IRs to this. Follow the instructions. And don't use a dongle. That's all I have to say. These are great for those of you out there who don't have a headphone input to your cello. This has a headphone input, the Moores. I'm not trying to sell it to you, but this is a great thing. So for those of you who have a NXTA cello from NS Design, it has that, which is great. So Moores are great. They're absolutely fantastic things. You have to use that. Any suggestion you recommend for setting up that rich acoustic sound? You can make your own impulse responses. We'll get into that in the near future. I mean, you know how hard it is to make an impulse response? Apparently, all you need is a good mic, which I have here, your cello, and that's all it is. Anyway. Oh, back here, Aman. I'm actually using my cello with some electronic music I work with and trying to keep up with classical. When searching for the Yamaha, I actually found your video first. Well, there you go. Well, great, Aman. Aman, let me say to you that we are on the same level because I am a little thing about another life of mine. I was a DJ. What type of DJ was I? You don't believe me? I was a bona fide DJ. I worked in a club, and I actually just came back with some of my records. Yes, I love my records. Yep, I was a DJ. I'm a massive Madonna fan, and so I love electronic music. I love heavy metal, love electronic music, and I love cello. And I have this new project, and I want to play. I'll show you this because this one's beautiful too, by the way. This is Justify My Love. All picture disc. It's art, but it's music. Anyway. I'm playing my electric cello with effects, with DJ sets, with electronic music. Yeah, pretty cool. So I'm with you on that. Oan just joined in. Hope you have been back just in time. Hello, Oan. Hope your health has been back. Sorry the syntax doesn't make sense. Hope you are well. Hey, it does make sense. Music is an international world, so it does make perfect sense. Right. I'm going to switch to something to charge this. All right. Anyway, I get beside myself. Pull this one. I'm running out of power on my microphone here. Okay, great thing about music is it gets everyone together. Ah, pardonne-moi, je suis bien heureuse de te voir. Moi aussi. Well, moi aussi. Si tu veux, on peut parler français un petit peu. Okay, so yeah, any suggestions? Watch my video on impulse responses. Watch my video on impulse responses. That's what you should do. We should watch my video on impulse responses. And Aman, you should get yourself a CR. That thing, okay? You should get it. It is far better than Yamaha. But hey, Yamaha, a lot of people have it, so it's great. Balfour Knight, I'm so glad for your very successful surgery. You know, Balfour Knight, it's been with me for a while. Thank you. Much appreciated. Lee Mason, thank you for subscribing. I did this video of Lily in the Valley. I found a friend in Jesus in my Sacred Sunday series. And I put Buddy Jesus in the thumbnail. Yeah, he got it. So some people get my Easter eggs. Glad you found the Easter egg. Glad you appreciate my Easter egg. Easter egg. That's Silent Bob and Jay and Silent Bob. Jay and Silent Bob Easter egg. Yeah, I'm dating myself. Joan, hello Joan. Much love, Jonathan, from me and my family. We should catch up sometimes. We should. I was just in California, Aman. I'm sorry, I'm like having a personal conversation with Aman here. Next time I go to California, which will be next summer if you're in California. But yeah, I was there in California and I'm back in California. It's so good to be back teaching PYO, the Peninsula Youth Orchestra, traveling again. It feels really good to be back. You know, this whole pandemic's been super hard on a lot of people, and I know a lot of us have retreated to our worlds. A lot of us have had some mental health issues, family issues. A lot of us have lost loved ones and friends. I've lost a friend. And so music's been a constant blessing for me, for every one of us. So we'll catch up one day. Just started watching your videos. It's about how to play the Bach Prelude, Suite No. 1. If you've seen that, it's one of my popular videos. Where are the resources you in the description? Thank you, Joan. Which ones are you looking for? Oh, this is going to take a long time. I said I'd do this for a while, and it's going to take a while. Or if you're ever wondering why people don't look shiny on their videos. They use concealer because the lights are hot. Cindy Nazar, you've always been kind and always commenting for years. Thank you, Cindy. Love learning about history. Makes one feel as if they are in Cremona. Very cool cello case in Vladimir's shop. Thank you. Another one. This is on my touring Cello Master Builders of Cremona with Edgar Rus. And one day I would love to organize a visit to Cremona for subscribers and for students. It would be absolutely fantastic. I go there every year. I'll be going there again in September. And so if you want to join, I'm going to be there for Mondo Musica. It's a playland. Imagine being able to be around incredible instruments, incredible luthiers. It's wonderful. Last year I went. This year I'm going again. Yes, it's going to happen. And yes, I am on the mend. I am on the mend. Thank you, Cindy Nazar. She's always been so kind. Thank you for your years of kind comments. So this is what I need. I need fuel for my the darkness gets in the mind, and so yeah. You should visit Cremona one day. Monica Hilton sent your scale book today. Truly fascinating. Thank you for all of this. Another comment on the Touring Master Builders of Cremona video. Glad you liked it. Ooh, we have a beta tester volunteer from Anton VF. Be a beta tester for what? Well, I do have, which I would love, we do have a cello coach app. That is happening, and right now it's going to embarrass me and crash because that's what it does when I always bring it up. I sometimes have to do this. Let me go back to it. Well, this version's clearly not working. Oh my gosh, of course. Every time, well, I have an app and it's being developed, and yes, and of course it crashed on me again. So why does it do that? Every time I try to show it to somebody, it's great. But it's great. It really is. Oh my gosh. We're gonna just not use this and go back to answering comments. Oh my gosh. Okay. Good to hear. Send me an email, please. Cool. That was on the Cello Coach iOS test build demo, and I did in Adelaide. Brooke Tran, a subscriber. Thank you, Brooke. Thanks for the great info. This was our expensive cello strings worth it video. Can you give me some advice on which cello I should get for my son? There are two instruments that she just mentioned, the Samuel Shen or the Samuel Eastman. My son has been playing for 4 years, now in elementary school, and will continue through high school. I want to give him a cello this year and would last a while, at least would last a while. At least he would enjoy playing for a long time. What would you recommend? So we have a mama here wants to buy a cello for their son. Involve your son in the process of choosing. A cello is an intimate part of your expression as a musician. And so you should have that, that musician, your son, involved in the selection process. So involve your son in the selection process. So he can choose the cello that best fits his sound, his playing style. How to read music on cello. It's a simple, a lot of those I have. Great intro lesson, thank you. You're welcome. I have another one from The Sound of the Electric Cello, CR versus Yamaha. This is interesting. I've been playing cello from That Vibrato. Thanks for leaving a commentary. That Vibrato says, I've been playing cello for years, many years competitively in a classical setting. I still think, just hearing from this recording, that the Yamaha has a richer tone than the CR. However, I understand that this is just from the recorded audio itself that we're hearing, and this is purely in my opinion. Maybe it sounds different in person. Extremely hard to compare these though, because these instruments aren't as readily available to try in the US. You're absolutely right, but you can go to Johnson Strings, if you're on the East Coast, That Vibrato, Johnson Strings, and they have these instruments there. They have CRs, they have the Yamaha, so they have both. But if you want to talk, again, when you talk about the tone, you have to go beyond, because you can treat the tone. But if you are a competitive classical musician, competitive cellist in the classical world, you're very keen to that. But you're also keen to the way a cello feels, the way it's prepared, the way it plays. And the Yamaha simply doesn't have what it takes when it comes to creating a clean, pure signal like the CR. I show it in the video many different ways, and particularly in the comparison video, the preamp on the instrument is just no good at all. And so watch that video, watch the video of comparisons. And also, when you're listening to any sound comparison video, get a good pair of headphones. Don't listen to out of your phone, out of your mobile, like, you know, listen to it out of your like phone. That's terrible. You can't get the bass. You should get a proper pair of headphones, closed back headphones, okay? Not AirPods, some proper audiophile headphones, and listen, deeply listen to it. I got great microphones in here. I got the studio completely sound isolated, and I was using top of the line amplifiers, okay? So I'm trying to give you the best experience. But I guarantee you, every single person that ever plays a CR cello compared to a Yamaha, every single person knows, though they prefer the Yamaha for various reasons, for form factor, the CR plays better. And when you take it to the next level of sound production and twisting around the sounds and adding effects, the CR is head and shoulders above the Yamaha, head and shoulders above. That's why I sold it. Check out my video where I compare them, and you will find the signal is cleaner and build better on the CR. I know it's getting better. Somebody left a comment on my trigger finger, the realization. Yes, I do this a lot. You probably see me do this a lot. Yes, it is a realization. Let's keep going. Glad the recovery is going well. Thank you, Tia. Thank you. Again, you guys can hang out here, ask questions. I'm just going to be I'm going to be making my effort on these videos, on these comments, and there are a lot. Now you can apply stickers. It's potentially inappropriate. Oh, you can apply a stricter. Interesting. A lot of people commenting on the trigger finger surgery and recovery for musician video and the realization. That was a very vulnerable moment for me to talk about this, and so I appreciate everyone's support in this. Jean Freely says, I had the surgery on both hands and several fingers. Did well, but don't overdo. Good advice. Oh my gosh. It's hard to not overdo when it's like the middle of your hand, and yeah. Anyway. Irene Wan, may you recover soon. Thank you, Irene. Kim C, on the 7/8 cello presentation in comparison with Edgar Rus. I have a full-size cello, but have small hands, and a comfortable first position for me falls a ½ inch short for my pinky finger should be resting. Would a 7/8 be a better fit? Absolutely. Absolutely going to heart this one, and the reason is because when you play 7/8 cello there, when you play 7/8 cello, you are shortening the fingerboard. Well, everything gets shortened just a little bit, but the fingerboard from the scroll to the upper bout is 0.9 centimeters, almost a centimeter shorter. And I think that may be close to centimeter, ½ inch, comparable. So if your finger is maybe like half a finger width away, or a finger width, a finger width away, like a pinky width away from making it comfortable, then 7/8 should be your solution. Yeah. You don't have to have small hands. Sometimes our hands are built a way that they curve a certain way that your hand is more comfortable on a 7/8 cello. I have a student in Sarasota, Florida, who is 85, and he has arthritis. He has big hands, but he downgraded to a 7/8. It's not downgraded. He went for a 7/8 because he simply couldn't do any extensions. So it's more comfortable. Yes, I think so. I recommend you try one. I have a comments and brilliant thank you on the neurology of deep learning music. If you haven't watched my neurology of deep learning music, for any of my students, you have to watch it. Everyone has to watch it. Anyway, you're welcome. I'm going to have to do many of these live streams because I'm just at 3 weeks ago. Remember, I haven't done this for 6, 7 months since like January, since the beginning of this year. 9 months, 8 months, long time. So I'm gonna go to 1 month tonight. Nice, Master Fortune. You get the job done. Oh, good. Thank you, Master Fortune. That was the funeral march of the marionette in my Squid Game outfit. If anyone has ever watched that video, that was super difficult to do. The Squid Game. Yeah. I had this video, anyway, it was, yeah, it was fun. It was lots of fun. It was lots of fun to do that. Ken Carpenter, man, you've been with me a long time, Ken. You get a heart. Thanks. I'm very happy. No, I'm not going to say it. But my dog is quiet. So, my mochi ball is being quiet. So, Manny Boyd, bridal chorus with wedding march, easy cello duet. Made way back. You saved me, Manny Boyd. 4 weeks ago, I played the chorus for my cousin's wedding in less than 2 months, and I was bugging. This is beautiful and not too difficult, so now I'm less anxious and more excited. The sheet music is perfect. Thank you. Glad to help. That's what I do here. I take music that's super hard, simplify it in easy key signatures and easy fingerings, and make it available to you guys. And I break my hand doing it. But I'll do it again shortly. My final opinion from Elias Sakalak. This is from the Unboxing Arcus Cello Bows from Germany. Super excited. If you're not familiar with Arcus, which is a brand from Germany. Right here, this is Arcus. This is the Arcus bow. So they're fantastic. And that's all I have to say. They're absolutely fantastic. What was your final opinion? I bought one. So my final opinion was I bought it and it's amazing. I bought one. And it is my daily teaching bow. Kind of both. We have an Ashley, I don't know. Yeah, I think I need new strings. I play on my mom's old cello when she got in the early 2000s, and the strings have been changed since. When to replace strings on your cello? A lot of people ask that question, never stops asking it. And I have this video where I say, sit down, be humble. And I think, oh, when is it placed? You should know by listening to it. Lady here has said that she playing a cello from the early 2000s. It's strings to be changed. Change those strings, girl. Change those strings. Now, for some Yagers. I love Yagers. Well, Rihanna thinks I'm a lifesaver. Oh, you're welcome. Many comments. Other people are like motivated and they leave lots of comments. Sometimes the same thing. But hey, it's a human doing it. That's the cool thing about my channel. You're welcome. You are welcome. Cool thing about my channel is it's all organic. It's very particular, but it's completely organic. Right, here we go. Lori Top on wolf tones, part 3 cello. Is it possible to have a wolf tone pretty high on the A string? I have a note, C octave above the middle C. That's terrible tone and varying pitch. Not sure if this is a wolf tone. If it is, would a lighter eliminator work since the string is thinner? Absolutely fantastic question, Lori Top. It is absolutely possible to have another wolf tone on a higher tone, on a higher note. I had one on the, was it the C? I had one on the F sharp. I had one on the F sharp on the D string up in thumb 2. And yeah, that was interesting. I messed with my cello. I put a Pernambuco tailpiece on my original Cor de Roi cello and changed the way the cello sounded, and I got a second wolf tone. You can have multiple wolf tones. My teacher, sometimes he comes here, Nabi Kavistani, he has 2 wolf tone eliminators, one sort of under the fingerboard, underneath his fingerboard, and one down near the usual one. So yeah, you can have multiple ones. You should try. Charlene Jones, but I will restore you to health and heal your wounds, declares the Lord. From Jeremiah. Hey, thank you. God bless. Hilda Cornelise. So lovely. She liked my kangaroo playing video. And the Ruse liked it too. little side, when I went and I played this cello, that exact cello for the Kangaroos in Australia, that was amazing. That was emotional. I got emotional before and after the video. I was emotional playing it. But I've never seen anyone play cello for Kangaroos. Send me a video if you've ever seen anyone play cello for Kangaroos. Anyone. And apparently in Australia there's a very popular duo of two violinists who make jokes and do great videos. I think they're called Two Set. I wonder if they ever gone out and play violins for the Kangaroos. I wonder if you Aussies do that. Anyway. Congratulations on your successful surgery. I'm really happy for you. Oh, it was bound to happen. Yes, and I'm back at the sounds of the puppy barking, and I've got to 1 month. Got to the 1 month mark on my videos. At the sound of the puppy barking, I would have to bid you adieu and continue this next week. I'm going to live stream until I have done every single comment. That's right. So, we have one more question from Kathleen Reddy. And Kathleen Reddy asks, does anyone sell a 3/4 size electric cello? No, not the current moment. There should. I wish Ned Steinberger would do it, but he won't. Yes, so anyway. So Mealy Ho, last question. And also Charlene Jones on my trigger finger recovery for musician video. She likes to make that clear to me that she is also helping me. Congratulations on your successful surgery. I'm really happy for you. Thank you, Millie Ho. And are you happy for me too? Glad you are doing well. I broke my finger. This is from Charlene Jones this week, and I'm so sad that I couldn't play my cello. I'm happy that you made this video. Great hair, by the way. Well, thanks very much, Charlene Jones, for the commentary. Yes, the hand is getting better, and so the healing, you can see it. You can see that, yeah? Oh, well, I'm not a boxer, so I don't want to go punching things. So with that said, I'm going to say good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Jonathan. I teach cello on YouTube. I'm happy to say I'm back. I'm back. And thank you for your inspiration. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your subscriptions and your likes and your shares and all that stuff. Thank you. And until the next video, the next live stream of me doing wonderful things. Yeah. I'm gonna go now because when she's done licking my hand, she will, I had a video once about asking like what type of dog this is. Yes, yes. Okay, I'm going to go now because this dog is going to want to get up. We ran for 6 kilometers today, huh? Yes, we did. Be quiet. Thank you, Millie. Thank you so much. Hilly, Milliho, and oh no, hope you recover soon, Charlene. For that, thank you. I've gotten to 1 month. I'm going to go home. Everyone, you're blessed. It's a wonderful journey to be on. And I'll see you in the next video.